G'day guys, and today I'm going to review the game which is between Melbourne and Geelong MCG. And as you can see, the Melbourne Demons by 25 points got the job done, and probably if they kicked a bit straighter, we're looking at probably a 7-8 goal win. So, yeah, disappointing, obviously, to go down, and the Cats, will have to lick their wounds and wait a bit more time for, I suppose, some changes in terms of personnel, but in terms of the game style, that definitely is probably the biggest talking point. But credit to Melbourne, they're red hot at the moment. Not a lot has really changed for them since last year. The difference between last year and now is they're hitting targets and lowering the eyes and actually executing a lot better going forward. So, yeah, they were still able to get the ball a lot last year, just weren't very effective when they went forward to centre. But looks like they've tidied that up now, and they're a really tough side to play, and I expected it was going to be a tough game, and I tipped Melbourne to win, and I got about the result I expected, but still doesn't make it any easier to lose any game of football. But, yeah, it was disappointing. Obviously, Melbourne were quick out of the blocks, and again, if they kicked a little bit straighter, I don't think Geelong would have really been in the equation at all. But Demons' inaccuracy, I suppose, kicking up forward probably kept us in it for longer than, needed to. And we were decent in the third term and came back a little bit, but not strong enough when it counted, I guess. So there was a lot of little moments throughout the game where, we were found wanting, I suppose. We looked pretty sluggish. Demons were really sharp. They were ultra tough. They were cleaner than we were. They were able to get the ground ball, and that was a real concern. That was invariably helping them out a lot. They were really good in the air. We couldn't mark the ball half the time. We couldn't even spoil half the time. It felt like early on there was a couple of 3 marking contests inside 50 for either side, and it felt like Melbourne just went up uncontested, and every other player was just letting them mark it. So, our pressure lifted as the game went on, but I think early it was definitely missing, and didn't really help us in terms of staying close, sort of at the start of the game. But look, I'm impressed with our third term, but I suppose this is where Geelong's at. Everyone's looking at Geelong based off of their grand finalists from last year, and they are. But the way they're playing their footy right now is just about as good as the 12th base side. So whilst everyone's getting all excited for what's to come, there's a lot of work to do. So there'll be some personnel changes, and I think there'll be some changes to the forward structure. Cameron Dangerfield and Rowan Helps, but every team's got injuries, and we've seen teams that have been heavily hampered by injuries, and it hasn't mattered. So, but what we're missing from the Cats is just that crazy pressure that we've been known to have, and it's at times it seems like it's missing it. And when we are sort of coming back into the fray, it looks like we could get on top, and at times we were, especially in that third term, we were able to hit the scoreboard a bit better. And it's crazy. I'm sure the opposition doesn't allow it, and only at times Geelong actually go, we can create the score. So it's a bit of chicken and the egg. It feels like when we actually do take the game on, we get results. So you just kind of go, why don't we play like that more? I'm surprised we didn't slow it down. I thought that was potentially going to be a way moving forward, but we quite simply weren't good enough for the big moments. We saw that Henry obviously kicked a couple of goals, but we saw that moment. The second bounce, he looking away. He's looking at Tui, and then he fumbles the ball, and all he had to do was just knock it forward to someone to run onto. And good effort from Lever, but ultimately it was a Henry fumble, mistake, clanger, whatever you like. So that was disappointing. Stanley missing from 20 out was absolutely shocking. And if there was any chance of us going to win, it was that moment there, and he didn't execute in front. So Melbourne just better in the bigger moments. Their one-on-one contest was really strong, and a lot of their players and their quality players had really good days. And if they're having really good days, well, it's going to be pretty hard. You can just see here, Fritsch kicking forward, you're going to be pretty hard pressed to win from there. Petrarca had an absolute day out, and the tag didn't work this week with O'Connor, and we went to Oliver. I would argue that clearly Petrarca's more dangerous and can hit the scoreboard more than Oliver. But anyway, I'm not the coach, and hindsight's 2020. Just like Geelong's football at times. We just weren't good enough, and the ball was just walking out of the Dees 50, walking out of the stoppage. We were shot in the midfield. Again, this is relevant until this quarter where we actually really dug the boots in and gave a really red-hot crack. But if you're going to rely on one quarter of football to win, well, you're going to be sorely mistaken and are going to lose more games than you win. So, yeah, look, it's pretty shattering. 2-2, it could be a lot worse with a couple of one-goal victories. So, we'll have a look at the stats. Shaky Cats, you're not wrong. Similar stats. Dees obviously had a bit more presence up forward, and they normally have probably 60 inside 50s anyway, as these stats would suggest. But disposal efficiency relatively similar. When we got it inside 50, probably weren't as clean. What's the go with our small forwards? Like, you see every other side we play against, their forward line's frenetic and our defence is always shaky under pressure. It's like, what are we doing with our forward line? Gorman was always going to, smash it out in the hit-outs. Clearances, plus 11. It's going to be hard to win there. And this is a big stat. If Geelong lose this, they generally lose the match. This is the way it goes sometimes. The marks were pretty similar. Felt like Melbourne took a lot more. Maybe contested marks, they probably took more, and they did. 9 goals, 6 won't win you many games. They out-tackled us as well. I think they got more of the footy. So, Melbourne just worked harder all day and they wanted it more. And it was clear as day. And they could have won by 8 or 7 to 9 goals if they kicked a bit straighter. Had Geelong been a bit cleaner, might have been a closer game or something miraculous. But anyway, and you see like 4 of their best players just have an absolute day out, and you get you make your own bed and you get what you deserve. 3 votes. Tommy Stewart for mine. He had 25 touches, 9 marks. Even got a clearance and tackling there. I thought without him it would probably be a 12-goal loss. He was exceptional down back. He was really attacking, good with the footy, sure, most of the time. Got pinged once, but love the way he went about it. 2 votes to Selwood. He tries super hard. 30 touches, 8 tackles, 5 marks, 3 clearances. Yeah, he was a bulldog in the middle once again and didn't have a lot of support around him, unfortunately. P. Dangerfield is going to be a welcome addition back, I'm sure, very soon. Probably next week, one would think, after his 3-week suspension. And then there's other players that deliberately, maliciously attack players, and they get 2 weeks and less than an accident. That's fine. Guthrie, they got 20. He got 27. 6 marks, 4 tackles, and 3 clearances. I like the way he went about it. He's just always in the contest and just gives it a red hot crack. And thank goodness for Guthrie at times. He does a lot of the hard stuff inside the contest. Duncan wasn't too bad with 21. When he had a few good looks, he looked okay. Some of his decisions in kicking weren't great. I don't know how Atkins got 25, but I would immediately move him away from half-back. He's just not a good half-back. He gets pinged a lot. He gets tackled all the time. He played an okay game, I will say, but he just never has time or space. It's pretty negative with the 25 possession game, but anyway, Isaac Smith was very close to getting a vote. He kicked 2 goals, really critical goals in the third term to give us a bit of life. 21 touches. Cole Jasny played a decent game. He took a few marks and reasonably assured most of the time. Hawkins kicked 2. He's just not getting enough looks and he's not working hard enough inside that forward 50. And he's just having a lot of long shots and a bit of a shadow of his former self, but definitely not the conditions for him. He normally tears Melbourne apart. Myers is okay with the goal, but again, his highlights are few and far between. Menegol somehow racked up 26. He was a bit rusty, that's for sure, but he'll be better for the run. Blitzars didn't get a lot of the ball and wasn't too bad down back, I guess. Clark kicked a goal, played forward, which is interesting. Closest game was really good. He he's got really good quick hands, and he's clean with his hands. That's what I like about him. And hopefully that's not 0 tackles. No, he had 4 tackles. I thought you applied a bit of pressure in there, so that was welcome. Narkle lifted in the third term. He was not too bad, so keep him going. Hendo was decent, but had a shocking moment. Giving away a 50-metre penalty when, you just shouldn't have pushed him. Stanley kicked a goal, could have had 2. Got monster by Gorn, though. Dalehouse was better, but, they won't drop him. Don't know what he has to do to not get dropped, but, pressure was a bit better today. Got 5 tackles. It just doesn't hit the scoreboard, though. Buse took the game on at times. 2 wasn't too bad, but a little bit quiet. Zach Guthrie, I just don't get. He plays well in the VFL from all reports, but he just can't translate it onto the AFL. I mean, he had some okay tackles and okay moments, but gosh, majority of the time, ball in hand, he turns it over or he gets tackled. He just gets the ball and just gets tackled, just like Atkins. He can't break clear. Henry was quiet, but kicked a couple. So, I mean, sort of did his job, I guess, but reasonably quiet and, he'd rather not be playing forward, but that's where he has to go. O'Connor probably had his colours lowered. Didn't get much of the ball, and let's have a look at the stats. Gorn, Oliver, Petrarca and Viney, and he didn't play back, so that's how it goes. And Holmes was the injury sub, didn't go on. And that's a bit of a look. So, disappointing. 25-point loss. Cats sitting 2-2. All of a sudden, you've got a massive game up against North Melbourne. That is 4:40 GMHBA Stadium coming up next Sunday afternoon. The Cats definitely played like it was on Sunday, that's for sure. But, massive game. The Cats obviously should win being at home and a couple of really good inclusions. But, again, if you don't bring the right attitude, the right mindset, and you're a few % off, then any team can almost win, seemingly. So, I expect us to win that one, probably 4 or 5 goals. If it was 2020 Geelong, I'd say 10, 12 goals, but we're just not clicking together at the moment. Hopefully a really good response, but I think I wouldn't say this Melbourne Geelong game is a flash in the pan. It is an accurate representation of where both sides are at. Melbourne obviously, on their home deck, MCG, they can be tough to beat, especially when they're playing this type of footy. Geelong aren't MCG specialists, that's for sure. So, it's tough game footy. You can't be up forever, and, we'd want to get a bit of a move on and get some talent back in. But the thing is, every side's got injuries, so, sometimes you have to win without, Dangerfield, and you have to win without Cameron and these other guys. So you can't be relying on star power to get you over the line. It's a team effort, and it's not about, having stars to kick the goals. It's about having the system to get you in a position to kick the goals. As you see with Richmond, they've got a bunch of nobodies, and they still find a way to get a winning score most weeks. So, anyway, just a nice whack at Richmond at the end there. I'm pretty emotional, as you can tell. Don't like losing, and neither does Chris or Geelong. So, hopefully, go back to the well and make a few changes. Hopefully be fit and firing for North Melbourne next week. So thanks for sticking around, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm also on a podcast, AFL Unlimited, so check us out there. I have the link in the description below. And like, subscribe, all that amazing stuff. Thanks for supporting the channel, guys. Really appreciate it. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video.